In this video, I'd like to discuss different aspects of Indigenous worldviews and principles that appear in the Circle of Life books and lesson plans. In consultation with educators and advisors across Canada, we have highlighted important connections between the texts and these aspects. I'll go through some examples of these in just a moment, but it's important to note that there are many ways Indigenous worldviews and principles connect with good teaching practice. This means that you're probably already incorporating these principles in your teaching, and after watching this video, you should have a better understanding of where these teaching practices come from. The Circle of Life series includes narratives, personal recounts, and non-fiction texts. All of the books speak to more than one aspect of Indigenous worldviews. It's important to understand that the worldviews and principles are not separate. Many of them blend and connect ideas. The oral tradition is an important aspect of many Indigenous worldviews, and many of the stories highlight this aspect. The Wisdom Keeper, the Full Moon Ceremony, and the Peacemaker are three books that highlight the oral tradition very well. The significance of balance is an important principle that runs through several of the books, including The Three Sisters, Building a Birch Bark Canoe, and Sky Woman. There are many books that discuss the role of family and community. Sunday Night Social, Becoming Brave Bear, and Tabitha's Blog are three texts with three unique perspectives on this theme. The significance of elders runs through the Circle of Life series, and most of the books touch on this important aspect of many Indigenous worldviews. Grandma Ida's Garden, Snaring Rabbits, and Weekends with Mishomis and Nokum beautifully illustrate the significance of elders. These books also illustrate another important principle, the respect for traditional knowledge. Other books that discuss traditional knowledge are Wearing Treasures, The Full Moon Ceremony, Wampum, and The Naming Ceremony. Many of the Circle of Life books emphasize the importance of values. This principle is particularly present in Dolls, Cobs, and Kernels, Miigwech and the Raven, and Nanabush and the Serpent People. Of course, each book reflects more than one principle. When you look at the lesson plan for each book, you'll see a list of the major aspects of the worldviews and principles in that text. The lesson plan is also where you'll find links to important Indigenous instructional principles. Although the books echo these principles, they are clearest in the lessons. Here is the box where you will find the worldviews and principles. You can see the worldviews and principles listed, as well as the Circle of Life icon. This icon is especially helpful. When you see it within the lesson, you'll know that part of the lesson is directly addressing one of the worldviews and principles listed in the marginal box. For example, in this Snow Snake lesson plan, there are 4 aspects of the worldviews and principles relevant to the text. Note that the role of family and community principle appears on the list. When you read the paragraph beside the first icon in the lesson, you can see that this part of the lesson helps students understand that principle. The instructional principle of mentorship is also highlighted in the lesson plan. As you go through the lesson, you will see that the final paragraph shows you how to incorporate this principle into your lesson. Of course, it's possible to see worldviews and principles in the text that are not explicitly highlighted in the lesson plan. You should feel free to explore them with your students. The Circle of Life series provides a unique and insightful look at important aspects of Indigenous worldviews and principles. It is our mission to share the facts, history, and truth about Indigenous cultures with students and teachers across Canada, so that we may cultivate a relationship based on understanding and respect. We hope you enjoy and learn from these stories.